Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Susanna Sweet.
Your Honor, at this point, her exam would have to stay on. She is here.
All right, would you come up with your
We're doing
order?
some more investigation on her case and I'd actually like to move her case over 1 week so I can do a little bit more investigation.
Well, let's talk about that. Miss Sweet, have a seat with your lawyer there. This is a little strange. This is a 2022 case. Susanna Marie Sweet allegedly robbed Michael Dowling of his cash and credit cards, which is armed robbery, which is punishable by up to life imprisonment. Count 2 is a home invasion in the first degree, where you went into a house armed with a knife intending to rob Michael Dowling. That is a felony punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment. That warrant was authorized by the prosecutor in December of 2022, and you didn't get arrested until February of 2023. And here we are. What was listed was unknown. You presently live in Mendon?
Yes, I do.
All right, and so defendant wishes to, is there a plea offer here, Mr. Robert?
Yes, her co-defendant waived on account of unarmed robbery, so her offer is the same.
Who is the co-defendant?
Billy Burks.
What investigation do you need to do, Miss Ives?
Well, Your Honor, my client has indicated that she has an alibi and this was not her. So just trying to kind of cut down those specifics so I can provide them to the prosecutor for consideration is my goal.
Miss Sweet, did you move away?
I honestly, I wasn't anywhere near.
Okay, well, wait,
I was living at my mom's in
all right.
Cass County.
All right, so how did you come to get arrested?
Because I just got a house in Mendon and I had a camper. I have a camper on my property and they thought someone was living in it, but like every 2 weeks, my daughter would come up and stay a night. So he said that he was checking on that and he checked to see if I had a warrant when he was coming to talk to me, and that's how he found out. And that's how I found out.
You don't seem like much of a flight risk. What's your position regarding that, Mr. Robert?
I would just ask for the prelim to be left on for next week. The victim would obviously have to be here to testify.
Yes.
He had face-to-face interaction with someone he identified in the police report as this defendant. So he either will be able to identify her as one of the people who robbed him, or he won't, in which case the case won't get found over anyway.
Well, one problem is there's a risk of bringing Mr. Dowling in and having Susanna Sweet as the only person in the courtroom and say, do you recognize anybody?
Yeah.
Well, he already identified her during the investigation.
All right, in a lineup or something, or?
Yeah.
I don't think,
Not a
no,
full
there
lineup.
was not a
He
lineup.
Looked at pictures of.
All right.
I can't
And is there
concentrate when
a
you're
plea
talking.
offer with Mr. Burks?
Yes, unarmed robbery.
Does he implicate this defendant?
I don't know. I haven't handled that case.
Well, what I don't want to happen, the motorcycle was registered to the defendant, showed him a photo attached. Well, they only showed him one picture. There's some issues with that. They didn't do a photo lineup. They just said, hey, is this the lady?
And the motorcycle was sold months prior, or at least weeks prior.
Okay. All right.
Just the person she sold it to never changed the title.
Well, I'm gonna adjourn. You're gonna need to make a motion for some sort of a lineup or photo array or something. There's no motion by the defense. And so if in the course of things now, they just come in and he would just come in and is that her or not? But according to I don't know what Mr. Burke says. If Mr. Burke says, yeah, I was with Susanna Sweet, well, that's certainly probable cause. But if we're going on a lineup with one picture in it, there may be some identification issues. And also, I don't know whether Mr. Dowling knew her or had reason to know her, or
Which would all be sorted out at a.
but what I don't want them to do is run into each other in the hallway. But right now, she hasn't filed any motion to quash the identification.
But even if she filed that, we'd still hold a prelim where the victim can identify the person who believes was there.
Well, not if she asks for a lineup or something. He comes in and she's the only person here, you recognize anybody.
Well, I think
Yeah.
the case law on that's settled, but that's fine.
I don't know that I agree with that. At any rate, there isn't any motion, so you're right. I'm just gonna leave it on for prelim for next week. But it gives a not very flattering description of the person. There was also supposedly another witness, Mr. Morningstar. I don't know, we'll see. 1 p.m. Defendant can file a motion to suppress identification if you wish. These are dead serious charges. There's, I think, a presumptive prison sentence on an armed robbery with a knife. Mr. Dowling has some issues himself, health-wise. All right, well, for now, it's a serious case. The prosecutor objects to additional adjournment. And we'll leave it on for prelim next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. You're free to go. I'd like to make some precaution that they not run into each other in the hallway. Perhaps you get Mr. Dowling in early and put him in the library or
We
something.
used to be able to bring in people through our side door, but that ability was removed. So that was one way to guarantee that victims wouldn't run into.
I'm not sure who made that decision, but I don't agree with it. Yeah, we used to do that all the time. All right, well, let's hope for the best. All right, you're free to go.
Judge,
Yes,
also because it looks like we'll be running more than one preliminary examination on Tuesday, did you want to stagger them at all, or just have them set at 1 p.m. or?
set them all at 1 p.m. because things often waive or things go or someone's not available. And so, and you guys can certainly talk during the week. I won't be back till next Tuesday, but I'll be here first thing that morning. All right, Ms. Sweet, at this point, the matter is set for hearing next Tuesday at 1 o'clock.